Cannot open up, right?
No.
Oh.
There should be a problem here, maybe it's in the toolbox.
So,
Isn't this neat?
so Jim, take a look at the toolbox. There's really bitty tools. Funnel.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't even know what that is.
I'm not either. It was probably a leftover part.
Little tiny bellows.
Little tiny bellows.
I just love this thing. A little tiny oil can.
This has probably got a closer that we'll have to punch out with a screwdriver. I don't know if you can get that.
Let me get a screwdriver. Excuse me. You're not going to want to videotape or tape this whole thing, Jim.
Pardon me?
Well, you can edit when it's done. can't you?
Yeah, I guess so. That's it. Let me, I was going to see if I could pry out this other burner.
Well, it'll go with the 3. Just
Okay.
take longer. You want to try to get it up some? We don't know
Yeah,
how long
I
it
was
is.
looking for a pin.
A pin?
Yeah.
There's a nut pick in here. It's a long shaft with a curved spike on it. There's probably 2 or 3 of them in there, but there's at least one. Two wrenches. A big wrench and a little wrench. I don't know what the big wrench is for.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what I'm looking for, Dad.
It's in the top drawer, Jim. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's why I can't find it.
It's a sort of silver color, about 6 inches long and 1/8 inch, 3/16. No, well, that'll work maybe.
Oh, got a tiny
Little oil can.
oil can and everything. How cool is that?
Yeah, I think,
Did you make all these little tools
Yeah,
and everything?
yeah,
Cool?
yeah.
Wow.
All of this was almost entirely handmade
Wow.
with little, a coping saw and a file probably. I don't remember.
Hmm.
I remember I helped make it because my little hand would fit in there.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I was
Aw.
probably about, maybe 5 or 6. It was during the Depression.
Yeah.
He didn't have any work, so this is what he did. And, but I would back up these rivets for him.
Okay. I know it's, go ahead, Donna, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, having the small fingers sometimes helps a lot in different
Yeah.
projects.
Yeah.
And when Lisa was little and we were over there one Christmas Eve night, my brother was trying to put something together. So I just helped him with it.
Ah, okay.
It was some sort of Barbie thing. So the next year, they saved it for me. They gave it to her in the box.
I don't think it'll hurt if I get water in the alcohol or alcohol in the water. But I need something to pour out of.
There's a jug right there.
How about the measuring cup
This-
in
this
the,
pretty big, yeah, the measuring cup. Probably.
yeah. So Jim, you're the only one without a camera.
This should be more than enough.
So what's going to happen to the steam engine?
well, let's see if it runs.
Yeah. Jim, while I'm pouring, can you look at the water gauge here? I'm gonna stop as soon as we can see a little bit of a 1/2 inch of water in it.
you got just a little bit, you got 1/8 of an inch of water there, quarter inch of water. You wanna get halfway up?
No, that's too much, it'll take too long to, I mean,
It's right here right now, a finger down.
okay, that should be enough to last for a few minutes.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna put the alcohol in this, or it's likely all over the place. Working that wick down, where's all the paper towels? Can you grab a napkin? I just wanna get this, get a little of the water out of it.
Got a stack of napkins, sorry about that.
It's hard to get just one.
Well, I want it to be
Enough.
more, speed was of the essence.
Yes.
How much you think this thing holds, a pint? I don't wanna fill it up, cause we have to dump it all out.
I think it goes all the way down, but we will see how wet it is, right? Can we just do that? Just to check how much we're putting into it?
No, here, let me put it, or, no, pour it in, so we got some control on it. Okay, let's see how much that is.
It's not too much.
We're gonna need a little more, huh? Probably.
I think so, let's see if it's even wet.
Kenny?
No, not even wet.
Didn't reach the
Need a
bottom.
lot more.
Does it have a dipstick or something?
Yes,
Ah,
we're using it.
no, I just didn't know how you were telling how full it was.
Yeah, let's try that.
It's a pretty big box.
Yeah,
I think we may have as much alcohol as we have water. Not sure if that's a good thing.
the alcohol to water ratio.
There's a little bit of wet down the
Wet.
bottom of it. How far down do the wicks go?
Pretty, well, not quite to the bottom.
Let's put a little bit more.
Yeah.
Good thing we got a quart.
Okay, let's try that. Might have a hard time getting that wick back in there. As a matter of fact, why don't you you think getting the bottom wet might make it easier to push in?
Okay, the bottom's wet. About 3/4 of an inch of wet. It's pretty full now, I think.
Okay.
Okay. So turn it upside down temporarily to make sure these are really saturated.
I don't think you want it. Well,
Might not be wise.
How long does it take to suck the alcohol up the wick?
That's what we were just
how long
wondering.
does it take for what?
Alcohol to suck up the wick.
Okay. There's a little bit of
The
alcohol
alcohol to
coming
do what?
out. There's a little alcohol coming out of the
Yeah,
wick,
okay.
so I think it's got some moisture there now. It's on some of them.
This is stuck up a little high.
Okay.
I don't know if you could close that up, it probably
Good
doesn't
idea.
matter.
If I
but
could
it's-
Take it away from the matches
Exactly.
anyway.
Yeah, why not? So I love this. This is a little accessory. This is a table saw.
Oh, is that neat?
So you can
Yeah.
turn the table saw and eventually cut your way through a
Where's the
toothpick, I guess. But
Here's matches. Want to get the fire extinguisher out? No, Jim, I don't think you need it.
was
So,
just
so
thinking,
what
oh,
do we
good
have here?
idea.
We got, the tank is full of water, or filled up to about here with water, about a third up with water. We got alcohol in here, and this thing is,
This is a pressure gauge, I mean, a pressure relief valve, and also a filling stopper.
so do we need to
Yeah,
close
you-
that up
yeah,
at this
you can
point?
close that up.
Okay, so that's that, and then the steam engine turns what? Oh, these are the pistons of the steam
The
engine over
cylinder.
here.
Jim, you wanna bring that over here and take a look at this piping and stuff?
How does the piping go? Or is it?
So this pipe, this pipe.
From the boiler,
this
it brings
is
the
open
steam
now, I
in, there's a
guess.
little valve here, and this is there's two, it's a double action,
Or two longer?
there's two cylinders, but there's also, it gets steam in on the top and exhaust at the top, and then it gets steams in at the top and exhaust at the bottom, so
Oh,
I don't think it's possible to see those ports without taking it apart. But there's two little holes drilled in there and a couple of holes drilled in here, and as it goes around, it waving back and forth, it opens and closes those ports.
With ports. And then this is like a takeoff wheel so you can drive accessories
Right.
like the table saw
Yeah.
or whatever. What is this thing over here? That's
Condensate,
condensate, it's a drip pan.
drip pan.
Little itty bitty drip pan.
So, this needs where's the big wrench? Where'd the wrenches go?
they're on the
One
table.
right here.
Yeah, but I need to strike it.
Yeah, that's in
Your,
there.
your Sunday trust you with a full pack of matches.
You got it, it's lit. Okay. We have heat.
We have heat.
So does this just get slid in? Is it that simple?
Yeah.
Okay, in it goes. And you say this takes about 20 minutes to actually warm up and start
Well, I
making
put hot
steam?
water in it, it might, maybe it doesn't have too much water, it might start warming up in about 15 minutes. There's little tubes under there that are connected at both ends, and they, the water can go into those little tubes, so there's more surface area for heat from the flame so it just heats the water that's in the tubes.
Just in the tubes. So that's why I already hear a little boiling
Yeah.
noises. I can see some steam coming out up here.
And I can from over here.
And I guess
You
there's,
smell something.
so these holes let fresh air in, I guess,
Right.
and the excess heat comes out the top.
Yeah.
I could hear my mom.
Oh, we can get the insurance and we don't have to bother cleaning up.
For that.
Put that in the trash. Put these in the toolbox.
Somebody have to go rescue the cat.
I would guess that my father had a lot of fun making this,
Yeah.
since he couldn't do work that gets paid,
He found himself something else to do.
found himself something else to
Well, something I never understood until I learned that he had trained as a plumber.
do. Yeah,
I never understood how he would know how to build something like that.
yeah, well, I think
But,
there was, he probably got a lot of this design out of some kind of a craft thing
oh,
that
sure,
showed up.
but I mean, all the technical skill to.
The skills,
to
yeah.
Well,
Put it all together.
Yeah.
it isn't surprising that his son becomes a chemical engineer and his grandson becomes a mechanical engineer and his great grandson becomes a mechanical engineer,
Yeah.
systems engineer, excuse me.
Great grandson?
Great grandson.
Great-grandson.
His great grandson.
Oh, his
Great
great
grandson,
grandson,
yeah.
yeah.
So stuff like this piece here, do you think that he
That was a piece of.
formed it? It was
No,
a flat piece?
I think
or
it was a piece of pipe.
Of
brass
pipe
pipe.
that he cut off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, he had a machinist friend that did some of this stuff,
Hmm.
to get the inside of the cylinders and the pistons right. But all of this mechanism in here, that was all handmade. And, he's got, you know, he's got a counterweight on here, on to balance see the extra weight on this side
Okay.
of the shafts compared with the weight.
Oh, yeah.
It was all worked out. Getting hot. Might be ready to go pretty soon.
Is that open or closed?
It's I just closed it. I had it open.
Yeah, I see steam coming out of something.
These little
Yeah.
condensate tubes fall off rather easily, so. Would be nice if the pressure gauge worked.
Okay, can you just leave that guy open here and when it starts moving, it starts moving? What determines the direction of motion?
I think it's how you start it.
Oh, yeah, it could go either
I
forwards or
think-
backwards.
I think so, I don't remember for sure. I don't think there's any oil in this thing.
Okay,
I think there's oil in the can.
but it does move.
Oh, man.
How about going out to the garage and take the oil can that's out there and
Get
put some
some
oil in that one?
Okay.
Get ready to catch the explosion if it happens.
Did you ever show your kids when they were little with the steam engine?
Probably, I don't know for sure.
What do you want
On this mechanism down here.
down there?
Mhm.
Put a little bit on the shafts. Maybe more in a little bit. And put a drop there.
Up here?
No, in between the wear surfaces, this one and that. Yeah, right there, and then, now I'll bring it around the other side and you can put a drop there.
Okay.
Okay, that should be plenty.
Okay.
Little valve open.
Okay, why don't you try opening that old valve if it's
Well,
not already open?
I did just a minute ago.
Oh, okay. Open?
Get all the way open there, Dan.
Give it a spin.
As open as
Getting close.
Think so?
No,
At least I could try going the other direction, but. You give it another few minutes, huh?
Does it heat up faster if you have the little thing closed? Or does it not heat up at all?
oh,
if you have
there's
it-
no steam coming out of there.
There's steam coming out of something.
Yeah.
I don't see so much now, but I saw some earlier.
Well, I see some smoke, maybe it's not steam, maybe it's just smoke coming out
Could
from
be
the
smoke.
alcohol
Mm.
wicks.
Dust.
Well, it's only been 10 minutes that you've been heating it up, so maybe it takes a little more than that.
Takes a little more than that.
With
This
the
is- this is a-
instantaneous
I
generation.
take it this is a whistle?
Yeah.
Watch
Oh,
engine
there's,
never
there's a
heats.
little bit of a whistle, listen.
little bit of whiffle. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's
Just a
definitely
little
some
bit,
steam
yeah.
coming out of there.
Don't put it all the way down or you won't be able to pick it up. Yeah, that's
Voice of experience.
It has a little wooden handle on it, a tiny wooden handle.
this would go to some craft shows and that the attention disappeared for a while, you just open the whistle for a couple of toots and you know, you get a crowd coming in.
Well,
It's neat.
it's getting on to 100 years old, isn't it?
Yeah,
Do you think this was built like 1930 or?
no, I was old enough to help, so probably 1935, 36, the depth of the depression.
Now, how did World War II change things for your father employment-wise?
He did defense, he built hangars at a naval station up in north of Chicago, I don't remember the name of it. That almost sounded like
That
I
sounds
should-
pretty good toot, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it moved a little bit, but
Oh, yep, there's a little bit of motion there.
yeah, let's get just a little more.
A little more steam up and maybe it'll actually move.
The heat can keep up with the energy, and sometimes you have to, if you had to gauge, you blow the whistle to blow off some
A
steam.
little excess steam.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, it smells weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, dog, that's a loud toot, isn't it?
that should be about enough to.
Albert, if I were you, you could come back and visit
Give
me.
it, see if we can get a
It's
time to
safer
work.
back here.
This is making weird noises. It smells funny.
Try going the other direction, maybe.
I didn't know dogs had a
There you go.
sense of.
We must have a little bit more pressure than I thought there was. Give,
How cool is
watch
that?
your fingers. Let off some steam.
I'm out of here. Too weird and noisy for me.
No, not that. Bring it all the way out.
All the way out?
Yeah.
It slowed down substantially when the,
When the flames come out.
That is so cool.
Woo-hoo! Not having a pressure gauge, you know, you're,
Makes it hard
Oh,
to.
yeah.
you're playing by ear.
who needs a nuclear plant?
Pardon, you don't need a new what?
Nuclear
Nuclear
plant. All we need is a little alcohol and a steam engine.
So cool.
We're slowing down some there.
Yeah, but that's fast enough, really. I really wouldn't run it, I would run it slower, actually.
Do you have a way to put a load on it?
Huh? Yeah, you can put a load on it, not much of a load.
How would you drive your table saw?
You need like a rubber band or something
Well,
between the two, right?
Like a string belt. You
Small
could,
piece of leather.
maybe saw through a matchstick or something, but that's about, it's the belt. If they had a really good belt, you probably could do better.
That sounds like it's almost stopping.
Nah, it's slowing down.
Shouldn't you be singing Casey Jones or something?
How, if you wanted to, how would you, get the flames out?
Blow them out.
Excuse me?
Blow them out.
Okay, but okay, you know, the alcohol, okay.
I suppose you could put a little thing over top of it too, and then it would.
Like a
just go
candle
up
snuffer.
Like a candle snuffer.
That is cool.
It is, that's really something.
You wanna shoot the whistle again? Or maybe take the fire out.
You want me to take this out? Take this out?
Yeah.
so we don't get too much pressure on it.
Is this
Is
a,
this
hand-
a-
is
is
this
this
a
enough?
handle?
Yeah, that's pretty
That's a
cool.
vent.
Handle, a vent, okay. Huh.
We had enough?
Sure.
I'd like to take a little more video,
A little video of it?
I was gonna ask Jim Scanlon to email us the video.
I'll email you a link to YouTube if you want.
Okay, that'll be great.
It might have funny music with it. You're going up a
Fire
steep
back up
grade.
again. Doesn't have enough oomph to
Not enough
to
oomph to blow the whistle.
Yeah. Going faster now.
Mm-hmm.
So would you like just one wick if you were gonna just leave it go without having to pull it in and out? You know, in other words, once you get to this spot, blow out 3 of the flames and just
Oh.
let one keep it
I
going?
don't know. It's getting fast now.
I was saying,
You can blow the
I
whistle.
see that the water level is actually risen in
Oh,
here.
'cause it got
Because it
hot.
got hot, yeah.
You could blow your whistle. Oh, but you don't, you're not recording anymore. No?
I'm recording.
I think we're low on steam. Well, that's it.
That's it.
All right.
Perfect.
I shut off the valve and it's in my, but there's still.
Let the
there's still
steam
plenty-
out,
there's still
yeah.
plenty of steam.
I'm gonna blow this out, okay?
Yeah.
That didn't take much.
You get your wish.
Yeah,
You're
you got
4
your
years,
wish.
4 years old.
Each one of those is worth 10 years, right?
You wish.
They're extra big candles.
Maybe 15 years.
Yeah.
Maybe about 26.
What do you think, Wilbur?
Coming into the station.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Oh,